Now at 6, volunteers look for creative ways to fight vandalism at Joplin's Wildcat Glades. Plus, crews began work on a new storm shelter at a McDonald County school. And one of Pittsburgh's oldest companies looks to expand with a brand new facility.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Visitors to Wildcat Glades in Joplin might notice something different in the park, especially in the trees. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Wildcat Glades Nature Group is working to stop vandalism on the trails. KOAM's Fernandez Silva shows us how.
Well, what we do is we go in and we put this burlap around it, and then we came in and put this chicken wire on top of it and put this sign on there.
After painting on the top of the graffiti and realizing that was not stopping some visitors from vandalizing the trees, volunteers are now trying a new strategy. The burlap helps hide the graffiti and protect the trees from more paintings. The chicken wire holds the burlap in place and works as an extra barrier between the trees and the vandals.
I suppose somewhere down the road from now, if there isn't any graffiti on them, we might experiment by taking that off of them and see what happens.
But the trees are not the only target of vandalism.
All of these other rocks have been painted with graffitis. Those over there were painted with graffiti.
This you painted recently?
Yes, we did, but someone's come up here and did that down there, which is minimal for normally within a week this table would have been covered, completely covered.
Another issue has been bothering volunteers: the trash left behind.
I picked up about 30 of those little liquor bottles, and there's diapers and all kinds of junk. And that trash barrel that you see up there, a lot of times there's all kinds of stuff around it and everything, and people don't put their trash in there like they should.
It's like a common thing with hiking. You carry it in, please carry it out, and don't throw it on the ground. We have some trash cans, but it'd be better if you just hauled your stuff out in your car when you came.
While frustrated with their vandalism, the volunteers take pride in their efforts.
I just like improving the environment and helping keep it pristine.
It's a unique area for our community and for the area around us. So we just are passionate about that, and we want to take care of it.
In Joplin, Fernandez Silva, KOAM News.
Wildcat Glades Nature Group volunteers cut the grass, remove invasive plants, and empty the trash cans, all of that to maintain the 55 acres of the park they watch. For information on how to help, go to our website, koamnewsnow.com. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for a first look at the weather.
Temperatures were in the 70s today, still sticking around in the 70s. We have had some pretty fast winds with gusts up to 35, 40 miles per hour right ahead of the system that we have moving in. It's going to continue on through the evening, 38, 40 miles per hour, but it will die down pretty quickly as the rain starts to increase. We have had some showers already moving through Chanute, Pittsburgh, Nevada, and we have the potential to see some thunderstorms tonight and actually, in fact, tomorrow and Thursday, with a low risk of severe storms tonight, just in case that instability builds enough in the area to spark off a few thunderstorms, nothing too severe. Wednesday and Thursday, we have an elevated risk for severe thunderstorms, and I'll have all those details up next.
See you soon. Construction crews began work today on a storm shelter for the Rocky Comfort Elementary School in McDonald County, Missouri. Voters in 2022 approved a $21.5 million bond issue to fund this shelter and others in the district. The shelter is not just for students and staff at the school, it's also going to be accessible for the public in that area of McDonald County. The City of Carl Junction plans to relocate its dispatch service. That service will soon fall under the Jasper County Dispatch Center. The JCD is waiting on licenses and expects to receive them as soon as May.
They're just going to move the operations here. We'll just take over dispatching for them. And instead they'll have a police clerk. They will have a police clerk that is available to talk to the public and talk handle any walk-ins that come to the police department.
Jasper County Dispatch believes this move should improve response times. Pitt Plastics is expanding after 50 years in business. The company is one of the oldest in Pittsburgh, creating products for industries including food service and the medical field. And today they broke ground on a new 200,000 square foot facility. The new facility is just east of the current one at 1400 East Atkinson. Officials expect that expansion to be complete by early 2025. Pitt State softball is off to a red-hot start this year. John's going to have more on the secret to their early season success later in sports. But first, KOIM's Tanya Bach looks at how addiction can contribute to the rise of homelessness in our area. There's no question homelessness is on the rise in America. Here in the 4 states, the case is similar. The latest point-in-time count shows a significant increase in every state in our viewing area. From 2022 to 2023, the number of homeless in Arkansas increased a little more than 6%. Kansas jumped 10%. Missouri just under 12%. Oklahoma saw the biggest increase at 23.8%. KOIM's Tanya Bach joins us with a closer look at the problem in part 1 of her special series, Beyond Homeless.
While there are a lot of factors behind homelessness, addiction plays a big role. According to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, roughly 38% of homeless suffer from an alcohol dependency, while 26% abuse drugs. Now, it's tough to focus on housing and work when you struggle with addiction. I recently met a Pittsburgh man who battled substance use for 25 years. He's now sober and thriving.
It was hard. There was many times that I had to beg the churches.
Homeless and addicted to hard drugs for the better part of 25 years.
I would always try to be at that next house that accepted kind of the people that I was running with at the time.
Flopping from house to house, Jason Rakestraw was not alone. Since 2007, the number of sheltered and unsheltered homeless living in rural Kansas communities has nearly doubled.
I forgot who said the quote, but it's pretty pertinent. The difference between despair and hope is often a good night's sleep.
Becky Gray is the executive director of Building Health, Inc., a nonprofit subsidiary of the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas. The organization started overseeing operations at the Wesley House in Pittsburgh just over a year ago, with a focus on addressing the housing shortage in Southeast Kansas.
Last year, there were nearly 60 people who took advantage of the Wesley House's overnight shelter, with nearly half of them moving into permanent housing.
This year we're on track to have even more people move into permanent housing. So that good night's sleep really does make a difference.
A difference Rakestraw says is key.
Not having a good place to sleep at night, not having that comfort of somewhere to lay down, I think is what could drive a lot of these youngers to go back to using or to go back to committing crimes.
Committing crimes, for some, as a means to afford their addiction.
I've been to prison 3 times, in and out of prison, in and out of, I've had a lot of jail times, and that's over.
A year and a half ago, Rakestraw says he finally made the decision to quit.
It's either I stop now or I'm gonna die.
Rakestraw says he went from rehab straight into an Oxford house, a Pittsburgh resource that provided Rakestraw a bed to sleep in and also accountability.
Stuck to my goals, stuck to my program, and got a job and just kept growing. And before I knew it, I was president in one house, or moving out of that house, I opened up the first men and children's house here in Pittsburgh, and that's still open.
Rakestraw now has his own home and has regained custody of his children, 2 things he knew were not possible until he quit using drugs.
I've made it so far in this year and a half, I can't fathom what the next 5 years would be like, but I know that I want it.
Rakestraw says he couldn't do it alone. In addition to the help he received from the Oxford House, there's one man who went out of his way to steer Rakestraw down the right path. You'll meet him in part 2 of my special series, Beyond Homeless.
Tanya, thanks. And you can watch part 2 of that report tomorrow night on KOAM News at 6. A little bit later, Missouri Southern and PSU hit the road for some afternoon baseball. John's going to have highlights from both games coming up in sports.
And we've got some thunderstorm chances tonight and the next couple of days. I'll have all of those details after the break. We're already having some showers in the area, and we do have the potential to get some thunderstorms as well. Taking a look at our downtown Joplin Cornell Complex camera, you can see clouds have increased a lot just over the last hour as those rains chances start to make their way in. Currently moving through Pittsburgh, Nevada, and clipping Joplin a little bit. We also see a severe thunderstorm warning up in Kansas City, and if you can tell, just west of Oklahoma City, there's a fire flag warning, so we could see the fire chances on top of these rain chances tomorrow when we don't have any rain going on. We have a low risk for severe storms tonight, just in our western Missouri counties mostly, but still could see it in Kansas as well. And then tomorrow and Thursday, we have an elevated risk for severe storms. Now, right now, most chance that we'll see these thunderstorms are mostly in our southern counties, just south of Joplin. Veneta, north of Veneta, may have a thunderstorm pop up and then moving across to the east. Not long-lived storms, and they're not going to be too strong. Nothing like we saw on Thursday out in Coffeyville. Just some thunderstorms, maybe some lightning, with the heaviest amount of rain going through our northern counties and above our northern counties through Kansas City. On top of that, tomorrow, with this elevated risk, mostly clipping our northern counties, as of right now, we're not seeing much, but if they do develop, we could see a hail and wind threat in those northern counties, and the rest of us still maybe see some rain. As of right now, we're just seeing some showers popping up just north of Nevada, but the heaviest amount of rain and thunderstorm chances are in Kansas City. As you can see, they're pretty strong storms. So if they do develop early and they do clip some of our northern counties, that could be cause for concern, and you may want to prepare for that. Then moving through Thursday, pretty light scattered showers across the region early in the morning. That'll dry out, but we do have some stronger thunderstorm chances clipping our southern counties. Bella Vista gets a pretty hefty thunderstorm, and then after that, they're mostly going right out of our southern counties in Arkansas, but with these developments, we could see them shift north, and we'll keep you updated on that. But other than that, they'll clear out pretty early, maybe some showers still after midnight moving into Friday morning, but your Friday will be mostly cloudy, but no rain, and then we'll start to chill out by 51 on Monday, but the sun comes back out. We'll see temperatures getting back up into the 60s and some more rain chances next Thursday and Friday.
I'm liking the look of the weekend in particular. Partly sunny, mild temps.
It's been the last couple of weekends. We've had rain chances during the week, and then weekend pretty clear,
That's
pretty
true.
nice. So
Yeah, it's a great time of year to be outside.
It is. It's a great time to be off on the weekend as well.
Good point. Thanks, Lindsay. Still ahead, Pitt State softball moves up several spots in the most recent coaches poll, and 2 Missouri Southern basketball players entered the transfer portal. John Dales has those stories and more. It's coming up next in sports.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Pittsburgh State softball is off to a red-hot start to its season. Today, that gets reflected in the most recent top 25 coaches poll. The Gorillas move up 3 spots in the most recent National Fast Pitch Coaches Association top 25. They're now the number 13 team in the country. PSU has a 24-2 record, currently holds a 14-game winning streak. The Gorillas are one of 3 MIAA teams to make it inside the top 25. Rogers State is 3, Central Oklahoma is 11. This comes the same day that Pitt State's Ava Lawrence is named the D2 National Pitcher of the Week. She's the first player in program history to take home that award. Now, both of our local college baseball teams in action this afternoon, Missouri Southern and Pitt State, are each on the road within the MIAA. We start with the Lions, who improved their record at 21-4 and stretched their winning streak to 7 games. 10th-ranked Southern beats Rogers State 5-1. Tragan Parker goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Cato Beck hits a solo home run. Lions are off until Friday when they begin a 3-game set in Pittsburgh against the Gorillas. Pittsburgh State baseball also wins this afternoon. The Gorillas take down Emporia State 12-10 on the road. They've won 7 in a row as well. Nixon Brannon with a big day at the dish. Pitt State catcher goes 3 for 4 with 4 runs batted in and 2 home runs. Gorillas play 7 of their next 8 games in Pittsburgh. Missouri Southern men's basketball has 2 players enter the transfer portal the week after their season comes to an end. Avery Taggart and Lawson Jenkins both enter the portal within the last day. Jenkins averaged 11 points per game as a freshman, but that total has gone down each of the last 3 years. Taggart scored his 1,000th point of his career late this season. He's averaged upwards of 10 points per game each of the last 3 years. Now, postseason tournament time is here for junior college basketball as well. The NEO men's team plays in the Region 2 basketball tournament this week. The Golden Norsemen finished the regular season with a 25-4 record, a 14-2 mark in conference play. Now, one of those 2 losses comes to Connors State, who's the top seed in the regional tournament. Golden Norsemen very well could see them in the Region 2 championship game. Now, here's a look at the tournament bracket. Games are Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. Championship is on Saturday at 4. Last year, NEO's season ended in the semifinals. Winner of this tournament receives an automatic bid to the national tournament. And NEO's postseason journey begins Thursday against NOC Enid. Golden Norsemen beat them by 13 in their one regular season meeting. That was back in the beginning of January. Back to Missouri Southern baseball, though. Big milestone today in that win. It's Bryce Darnell, Missouri Southern head coach, his 500th career win.
Wow, that is a milestone, a rare achievement. Congratulations.
Definitely.
We'll be right back. Here's a look now at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to learn what it takes to become a county coroner in Missouri and how that could be changing and why. Plus, the Erie, Kansas School District discusses moving to a 4-day week, just like a number of other schools. Also, changing the mascot of Galesburg Middle School, possibly. And Community Support Services of Missouri unveils its new facility in Joplin. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Here's a reminder for you. You can download the KOAM Skywatch weather app. You can do it right now. You see the QR code right there on your screen. It's very important any time of year, but particularly as we move into the spring months when the weather can be so violent, so unpredictable. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone. The best part is the price. It's absolutely free of charge. You'll find it wherever you get your apps. Do it right now, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Certainly the weather isn't looking particularly hazardous at the moment, but it's going to be volatile. It's going to be changing quite a bit in the coming days.
Yeah, we've got some thunderstorm chances all the way through Thursday. Tonight, we could see some thunderstorms in the southern counties. Right now, just some scattered showers across the area. Tomorrow, it'll mostly be affecting our northern counties if we do see those thunderstorm development.
And a final sports note.
NFL free agency has been busy the past couple of days. Today, the Chiefs re-signed Deion Bush, defensive back. You might remember he had a pretty much game-sealing interception in that AFC Championship.
Yeah, even the bit players can play a big bit when it comes to the playoffs. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.